Hello, my name is Luscko, and today I will be presenting my thesis on inequality of access to the internet and its effects on inequality. We, in today's society, wouldn't be able to function without the use of the internet. We utilize some form of the internet every single day, and there's no denying its importance to the internet of our lives. Whether that is utilizing the internet for our education, our jobs, communicating with family and friends, booking appointments with doctors, the internet is a crucial part of our lives. But for some individuals, they do not have the same luxury. There are roughly 18 to 20 million Americans that do not have reliable access to high-speed internet in their homes. This problem, known as the digital divide, curtails the opportunities for so many individuals, often hitting minority, low-income, and rural communities the hardest. In this essay, I set out to answer two questions, one of which was, what are the actual effects on individuals that suffer from not having equal access to reliable internet? The second was, what can actually be done about this inequality or the digital divide? In order to understand the true extent of the problem, there are a couple statistics that need to be laid out. There are 18 million Americans without access to the internet at home, and 10 million of these are school-age children. One particularly eye-opening statistic was that about 270,000 kids in LA County did not have access to the internet at home during the height of the pandemic. Another study that I featured in my essay was one that looked at low-income, immigrant, and minority families and their digital trajectory. 94% of the parents indicated they had some internet access at home, and 90% of them were considered to be living below the poverty line. But out of the individuals that answered that had internet access at home, 52% of those people said that the internet was too slow to perform the desired tasks. But 23% of the families said that their internet access was through mobile phone usage only. The slow internet and mobile access only hinders the capabilities of the internet and doesn't allow someone to take full advantage of everything that the internet has to offer. Now, with this data, we can take a look at the effects that having unequal access to the internet has on people. We can now fully dive into answering the first question. What are the effects of not having reliable access to the internet on individuals? To fully answer this question, I divided internet usage into three categories: education, employment, and healthcare. First, we'll take a look at education. The importance of the internet was showcased during the pandemic as people were forced to learn from the comforts of their own home. But the completion of homework, projects, exams, and communicating with teachers or classmates is impossible without connection to the internet at home. On top of this, having access to the internet allows kids to find information and learn on their own without the guidance of an adult. This allows kids to foster their love of learning and want to learn and achieve things in and outside of the classroom. One of the studies I researched pointed out that having access to the internet has a correlation with a higher grade point average and a higher occurrence of pursuing higher education. Pursuing higher education and earning a college degree has shown that you will earn a higher salary and live longer because of having things such as health insurance. For employment, individuals who have mobile-only access to the internet are less likely to apply for jobs online. Applying to jobs through websites such as LinkedIn and Indeed gives individuals the ability to apply for better jobs and continue to advance their career. Without access to the internet, this doesn't happen. Other effects that pertain to employment are that individuals without reliable access to the internet at home are less likely to have the digital skills or a digital literacy necessary to function in the modern workplace. This will force them to not be as effective at work and therefore not as valuable to the organization. Those affected by the digital divide are also less likely to be able to afford the programs in the workplace that allow you to be efficient and more effective at work. The final category was healthcare, and the effect of not having reliable access to the internet in terms of healthcare was most notably shown through a report that examines the Appalachia area of Ohio. This area of the United States has low levels of connectivity and a high mortality rate from things such as heart and lung disease. With higher levels of connectivity, individuals may be more likely to converse with medical professionals, research symptoms, and book appointments. With access to the internet, they may be able to catch these diseases early on that are affecting the area and maybe lower the mortality rate from these diseases. To answer my next question, what can actually be done about the digital divide? This was shown through the policies that I looked to implement and amend. The first policy that I'm recommending is reworking and expanding the Lifeline program. Lifeline is a program that offers a monthly allowance for qualified individuals to receive $9.25 to pay for either their phone bill or their internet access. Most individuals that qualify for this choose the phone bill, which means their only internet access is through their phone. Lifeline should be reworked to allow for more allowance to allow individuals to cover their internet bill. This allowance of $9.25 doesn't nearly cover the average cost of internet, which comes out to about $61 per month for broadband internet service. The second thing I recommend The second thing I recommend implementing is reworking state laws that prohibit local governments and other internet providers from providing internet access to their areas. By overhauling these laws that prohibit this would drive up competition and drive down prices for the internet. This would also allow for expanded connections as local governments, working with their citizens, would be allowed to expand their existing networks to encompass more people. Also, by pooling state and local funding, they'd be able to expand their infrastructure. This problem can most notably be seen through an example in Tennessee in which the Chattanooga Electric Board, because of state laws that prohibit allowing internet access to individuals outside the area, were not allowed to give internet access to a man who lived only 1,000 yards from the cables that provided the internet to the city. Without this access, he was forced to come up with ways to connect to the internet, usually through mobile hotspots and through mobile access, and through this he was forced to pay more than if he would be allowed to connect to the electric board's internet. To wrap this up, simply putting the statistics out there doesn't truly give people the full understanding of how intense the issue of not being connected to the internet actually is. By diving into the effects and understanding the policies that are in place to help individuals, now you can start to paint the full picture of how dire the issue is. By then making amendments to the laws and programs that were put into place, you can start to craft a solution to the issue at hand before it starts to snowball into something worse. We will only continue to become more dependent on the internet, so it is necessary to solve this problem now. Thank you, and if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out.